Alrighty, so this guy is still doing his thing, and he's paid for the ship today so far, which is good. No escalations that I can run, and no loot. I've got plenty of capital escalations. Those are hard to run. Oh, it is one of them with all of the towers. All right. Alright, they're into my armor a little bit. It's okay though. As long as they don't, you know, get me down too low. Which, now that I have, you know, good amount of speed on an orbit, they have a harder time hitting me. So, part of the tank on this is speed. So it's partly speed tanked. I'm gonna have to keep on this one. This is red boxing, which means that my drones may favor it when next target is chosen, and if they do, then and they kill it, then I end up with having too much on the grid attacking me, and my ship will die. So, got to be down to just a couple of them at the least, or at the most. So far, it looks like they're choosing the next target to be one of these towers. These ones just take a little bit longer to get going. In an Ishtar, it doesn't matter. Ishtar, you just throw your drones out. As long as they're not heavily attacking the drones, then you're good. But an Ishtar is a lot more costly of a ship, too. So... today being a Saturday, a lot more likely to have neutrals running through, looking for easy kills, and so I'm a lot less likely to fly an Ishtar. I might during, you know, weekdays, hours where that stuff happens a lot less often, but on the weekends, no, it happens a lot more often. There's a lot more roaming going on. A lot more hunting. But with that said, there's a lot more targets out too. There are a lot of people who, you know, play kind of lightly during the week and real heavy on the weekend. May as well just take out these last two. I could probably survive it at this point, but, you know, just for good measure, you know, if I got extremely webbed right off the bat on the next spawn, like if I happen to be with my orbit right in the middle of where they spawn at, which after Revenant I guess they're going to warp in, and I do have word that they're warping into the exact locations of where the spawns were, so they're not going to warp into different locations. And so that was one question we had when looking at the patch notes. Pick it off, we'll see what we got. If we've got some frigates, we have to take care of those first. If we don't, we're good to go. I guess, oh, I've got 3 frigates. All right. If I were to be multi-boxing this, like, you know, have 4, 6, 8 of these going or whatnot, I probably would just avoid this type of I would probably avoid this type of site. I'll see here, I'm going to go right through them, just like I was. They didn't spawn on me, but I'm going to go right through them here, so be good to get these guys done up, because they definitely will be webbing me and stuff. Right, there we go. Should be good now. Okay, so back over to the Dominics here, and I'm gonna pick up the MTU, make sure I get it on board, and then see what we got here. I did get all the salvage, so if there was something special there, I did get it salvaged. I haven't been salvaging these a lot. I just had a few minutes to burn. Hey, Brian. All right, so there we go. We got, it's not a huge amount, but it's something. Okay, we're gonna remove that. Now, I'm gonna drop this stuff off, and then I am gonna take a look at some of these other sites to see whether or not this ship can have success with them. In case you're targeting a different site, because this is working amazing with the rally points. But let's look at some of the others. Stack this before I throw it all in. Like depositing in an ATM. 10 million. All right. Let's see here. I've got a list of sites here, and so are there any hideaways? I'm just going to start at the lowest here and see. No hideaways. All right. I didn't see a burrow. Did I see a refuge? I think I did. Yep, there's a refuge here. So the refuge here is a 4 of 10. This is the escalation it can potentially go to. Which doesn't look... Oh, it can have some pith stuff in it. Okay. Well, let's go do one of the refuge. Just one. And then... Wow, that's a lot of spawns. Action item, potentially. Okay. Well then. Let's go check it out. Gonna warp to 0 on it.
Warp drive active.
And we'll kind of evaluate the loot and salvage. And, you know, just one shot. We're not going to do a whole bunch of them. We're just going to do one, see if we see anything interesting. If we don't, we move on. These all should be... I probably won't even need to put my target painter on these. I just let it keep shooting them. Yeah, I think it's just going to one-shot each one of them. Like, pretty quickly. And that, my other guy here has got a little bit of trouble. He's got multiple webs on him. Needs to get him off. Good. This one, some of them are yellow boxing, so I'm having to tell them to shoot. These guys are not being too aggressive. Spawns are pretty light on this. I mean, very light. I probably could have just stayed down there and not be at this distance. Wow, over already. Okay. Wow, not even... What is the cooldown on this? Is it 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes? I didn't even reach cooldown on it. Wow, that went really quick. You could do these really fast. In fact, this might be smart bombable on a single ship. Well, let's see if there was any good loot or salvage, which I seriously doubt that there is. Hello, John. Yep, doing well. Yeah, look at that epic loot. Oh my god, there's so little of it. Say Marauders are dead too now because of the changes coming. I think we need to... I think that we have to try them before deciding whether or not there's better options. I can say, though, that I am definitely looking at it as a nicely fit battleship, maybe a better option. How's the new system getting along? So I have all the parts here, and we're going to do the build on the show later today. Hopefully get it powered up today. Yeah, so Vile, the drones will auto salvage as long as you don't have anything targeted. And so that's why I prefer salvage drones, because then I can just put the stuff out here. I just throw them out. I don't have anything targeted. They'll automatically go to the next closest wreck and start salvaging. If you need to target something, like you have just one thing that you're really trying to salvage with those salvage drones, then you can target that one and hit F and it'll do it. And that's all you're doing, is you're just hitting F once with nothing targeted, and as long as there's salvage within range, they'll start working it. Yeah. And what's really great is if you're running multiple accounts, is then you can then have a dedicated like salvage character while you're out doing stuff that can just, you can share bookmarks or whatnot and just have them go to the next one. They can be in like a Tristan or something and grab all the salvage. If you need something bigger that can hold more loot, then you know, you can do something bigger like I don't know, a Vexer or something like that. There are other options, but all you need to do is be able to field 5 drones. You launch them out. They won't start on their own. You just hit F without anything targeted, and then they will start going after the next salvage. So it's really handy. It's really handy. We're gonna see how much salvage we get on this. The loot is very paltry. Very paltry. The salvage so far, not very much. So this site was extremely easy, and I almost wonder if you could smart bomb it and do it like, because I did it in like 2.5 minutes with this. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, you have Noctis that mops up all your salvage. See, let me show you something though. You see these? Not interacting at all with it. What do you have to do with the Noctis? You have to target each one of the things, and then you have to run each one of your salvagers on different ones or whatever. And I don't have to do any work. That's the beauty of it. And if you need to just do quick salvage and you want to do it manually, great. But like this is a hands-off ship going on over here too. And so, you know, he's running horde sites in a Vexer. And now if I had salvage drones on this, I could salvage the stuff too when it's done killing. And but I have not been salvaging because there's not really loot here, and if there is, well, I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Okay, so in salvage, off of, this was a Guristas Refuge, I got 9,670 ISK worth. Oh my god, it's so horrible. And then in the loot, we'll see what we got. We got 3,930 ISK. Oh my god. Okay, so really bad. Now it did say that there was a chance for an escalation off of these, and that it could have some pith stuff, but I suspect that it's the kind of pith stuff that would be, you know, 5 to 10 million for the module. Not very expensive. So, all right. Here, helping out a customer. Here. I'm checking stock levels real quick. The extractors, the 2-for-1 sale, it's nuts how many people are looking for those. All right, we're good. So it's more than what we anticipated. We have stock, but it's more than what we anticipated. All right, so that was the Refuge. Now, and so here's what, let's see, the Guristas Refuge, and then it can escalate to this, Guristas Scout Outpost, and it shows some stuff here. C 1.2 and Pith module type C worth 10k to 250 million. Yeah, and a Gila BPC. So, you know, has a potential to go to something. Could be interesting. A nice lower end thing. It's a 4 of 10. We found one here in null. Normally, it says that they're not in null, but we found one. They are in null. So a Guristas Den is the next one. Now we did one of these yesterday, so I'm not gonna do it again. The Guristas Den is like 8 separate waves, and they're pretty good size. There's a lot of ships. It takes a little while to do it. It also says this is not in null. So, but let's try a Guristas Hidden Den, if there is one here. Yes, there is. All right, let's go try that. And I have no idea really what we're in for, but I think this ship should be able to handle it okay. Because of the SOV changes, they're in null 2 now. Okay, Yeah, well, EveWiki just needs to update. Sentient wrecks? Yes, you want to salvage those if you see a sentient wreck. You also want to make sure you loot it. Holy cow, there's a lot of stuff here. Look at all of that. Okay, so we're going to move this direction. And then let's hope that I can get out of here before getting scrammed or something. Because I think that that many little ships on this would tear me up. Alright, we got out of there. That is a lot of ships, which is just like what we had in just the plain den, except this one's probably just going to have more. I don't know. They're shooting something. I don't know what. Look at all that yellow boxing. All right. Prefix means hidden means +1 difficulty. Okay. So it might be the same type of site. It's just they have a little bit more EHP. Maybe a little bit better loot. Hey Shosendar, how you doing today, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so I'm going to save the location of that, just in case I have to warp out of here for some reason, like I get overwhelmed by all the ships, or neutrals come in, or something. I don't know what they're fighting. Hopefully they'll switch to the target that I am doing here. They didn't. Lots of little ships. This is another one. I wonder if I could smart bomb this. If I had like 2 smart bombing ships. Keep one on the spawn point and the other that, you know, takes a little bit of an orbit around it or something. I don't know. Ships to handle here at the same time I'm helping a customer. Oh my god. Thank god I have at least a little bit of multitasking skills. And there's going to be like 8 waves of this, which is just pretty crazy. So it's just an enormous number of ships. And the den itself didn't really say much. Well, the hidden den, we'll see what kind of escalation it has potential of going to see if it's potentially worth it. Because if you can get, you know, and let's say you got an escalation every... I don't know how many times. you know, but if you get a good number of escalations and you're able to get, you know, really good loot off of them, then potentially, you know, you have a winning combination, even though this takes a bit more time. Catch you later, Brian. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Nice seeing you. All right, so this wave isn't very big. Yeah, look at all them ships out there, and they're probably just going to have really shit loot. I don't know what they're shooting. All right, I'll let them finish that. We must have hit a trigger. Hello, Bright Valley. How's the treehouse and coffee this morning? I'm getting shot. What are you doing? Cats. You see him up there? Yeah. He just knocked something off, and he's right next to the Intel CPU that arrived finally today. Hello, Earl. He's looking at his new computer. Right. Checking out all the pieces. Right. We're going to be building it later. A few hours from now, we'll work on the build. Yeah, his new heated seat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out. He really likes sitting on top of that case. And he's gonna be laying right over all the airflow. So I'm gonna have to figure out putting a stop to that. And the power button's up there too. Live show item you're supposed to select for the daily giveaway, for the show giveaway. Yeah, just do all of them. If you haven't added any of them ever, add them all. And then anytime we draw one, the next live show, it'll be replaced, so there'll be something new there that you can add. And your entries stay good for till it's drawn. So, but it is one per person. You do have to have an account in our store. You got to be logged in. And if you win, you'll get an email, and it'll have a code in it. So you don't even have to be present to win. You just kind of have to be here to know to enter. Yeah, so some sort of shelf over it. Somebody suggested I do some sort of plexiglass thing over it, which sounds like it might be a good idea. Yeah, as long as it doesn't restrict the airflow. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. High enough to vent air well, low enough to keep cats from trying to crawl under it. A lot of stuff that just spawned. And it's a great show. Thank you for the support. That is my shield alarm. Don't panic, although I know you just jumped. These things are getting kind of close. I think they spawned a lot closer to me. Gonna have to take these out right now. No waiting. I finally have to use my armor up a bit. God, there is so much stuff on this one. Like, the amount of ships to loot is enormous, and I think they're all going to have just paltry little amounts. It's like this is the last ship. Yep, last ship. All right. So that took a little bit of work. There's just an enormous amount of stuff out here, and some of these are pretty close to me. So here's what I'm going to do to keep the MTU from working as hard. I'll just start slow boating toward it while salvaging, and then it'll pick up some of the things that do not have loot in them. And so yeah, and then this guy just finished another site. No loot. But he's you know, he's done 40 million, no, 50 million in bounty so far today, and then has another 27 million that'll pay out here in an hour if it doesn't get robbed. So he's at like around 3 times paying for the ship, which is nice. Can take him to another one.
Warp drive active.
Would killing the wrecks speed up the looting with the MTU? Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. But, yeah, it would. I don't know that I like that sound of that method, but it would work. Oh, it's one of the harder ones. All right, let's just go to a different one. One of the easier ones to get started.
Warp drive active.
Much for an easier one.
Warp drive active.
Oh, Surly. God, are all of them this?
Warp drive active.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Going just fine now. I really like that that ship's paid off today. I mean, it's paid off from yesterday too. And actually, I'm at around. I think around. I'm over $1 billion since I lost my last ship. So, you know, it's earning quite well. I'm kind of going toward the outskirts over here because it allows me to help salvage some of the stuff that doesn't need to pull in. We are gonna salvage everything off of this and loot everything and see where we end up. We only had like what 3,000 in salvage from the previous one, so I didn't clear out the box up here. But we'll just deduct 3,000 from the number. Not that 3,000 is going to matter. Time to lose another one? Yep. Ships are in like ammo? Yep. Absolutely. You know, I actually have 10 more of those Vexers just sitting ready to go. They're all built. They're all ready. Waiting for the next loss. So, yeah. So I am running 2 once here. But this one that's yellow boxing, I'm just kind of feel like I'm keeping my eye on it. I don't think I can target it. No. She actually has training targeting skills right now, I think. Oh, jury rigging. Yeah. I was trying to get the little bit more performance out of these ships. I guess they'll kill this one, and then hopefully this one will auto-target up next. I don't know. It's not really causing me troubles right now. It's just kind of a general rule that I want to take out those frigates. Of course, it targeted up something else. Well, it has to auto-target it on the next one because there's nothing else left to target. There we go. Now I can just tell it to target it. It'll take it out. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can go back to looking at this guy salvage. There's a lot of stuff that's salvaged that was that needs to pull in. So all those cargo containers are ones that have been salvaged that it's just waiting to pull them in. So I just go out toward this last one here. I think it's probably one of the last, unsalvaged things. I could just target it and tell them to salvage it. They'll hit it here in just a minute. They'll do it on their own just because I get close to it. So right here, this is 35 away, which means that most of the wrecks are down there. This is 38. Get a little bit closer, and then they will start to, they'll go over to it next, and then I'll just slow boat down to the MTU. You decide you're coming over here. All right, come here. What he wants. Purr. Like a big baby. I don't want you laying on my keyboard. He's such a big cat. He's like 20 pounds. All right, slow boat down to here. It's still got a lot of stuff to pull in. Raymond Yeoman, I think that the bot doesn't give the other one if you are a Prime sub or if it's a gift sub. He is a big cat. Biggest cat I've ever had. This guy. Things yellow box in here. I think it's just because they're not being aggressive. They don't seem to be going after my drones. But as per usual, I like to take them out. Right, I am almost down here. We're going to get our first look at whether or not the loot looks interesting or not. I suspect the answer is going to be no. Yeah, I expect the answer is nope. Suggestions, appreciate on how to fix. Boy, I don't know. Oh, it says tier 2. Yeah. All right. So, if you go into our Discord, ! Discord, and your Twitch account is attached to your Discord, then within 1 hour it will show the subscribers only chat, and topped on the top of that is some subscriber only discount codes. That's kind of the old way. And you know what, I'll ask Sean to take a look at it. Sean built the bot, and I'll ask him to take a look to see if we can, if it's like only paying attention to tier 1 subs or something like that, which it might be, instead of all of them, or instead of paid ones. Yeah. Right. And we have 3 million in loot. Not really that spectacular. Yeah. Not really that spectacular. So, Spassology, hello. Things are good. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, see you in the next episode.